Boker Tov, I'd like to start off with a story which I think will shed light on this week's parasha, Beshalach. The story, it's a true story because I also spoke directly to the person involved. The story is concerning Rabbi Brona. Rabbi Brona was a rabbi in South Africa. He was the president, the head of Mizrahi. He founded a school over there, a big Talmid Chacham. Anyway, Rabbi Brona was asked during the time of the Gulf War, during that terrifying time when the Jewish people were, Medinat Yisrael was being attacked by Saddam Hussein with missiles, which was chemical warfare. And Rabbi Brona was asked, so what do you think of the situation? And he said to the person who asked him, he said, you know what, I'm sure it will be beseder. Things will be okay. I know that I'm not too worried. And the person asking the question was dumbfounded. And what makes you think, why are you so sure that things will be okay? What, have you got Ruach HaKodesh? Are you saying these things on the basis of some Kabbalistic matter? What makes you so sure that everything's going to be okay? So Rabbi Brona said to him, he quoted him something from the Rabbi Ponovich. I don't think we've got time in the video to go into the whole story, but basically what he said was that there's a metaphysical law. There's a law that goes like this: whenever the Jewish people do tremendous amount of Hesed, that is a protective shield and a great merit for the Jewish people, and therefore he's 100% sure that everything will be okay. Now, you remember, at the time of the Gulf War, you remember those iconic pictures? It was the time of when Medinat Yisrael accepted about 1 million Russian Olim. You remember those pictures of Olim stepping down from the El Al plains and being handed by Chayelet, on the one hand, like a rose in the one hand, and a gas mask with the other hand. But the Medinat Yisrael absorbed 1 million people. That type of chesed was just dumbfounding. It's something which is so remarkable. The whole world was staggered by the dimensions of this absorption of chesed. And Rabbi Brona was saying that whenever there is such a chesed, that's it. We are guaranteed by Hashem that no harm will befall the Jewish people. And that's how it was. We all know that was the result. There were missiles. It did there was destruction, but really on a minimal scale. And I think there was one casualty, that's all, near Bnei Brak, in the whole Gulf War. What Rabbi Brona said, and which he based himself on what Rav Kahneman told him in another context, is actually found in this week's parasha. The Torah tells us that when Bnei Yisrael went out of Egypt, it says, "V'chamushim alu Bnei Yisrael mimitzrayim." They went out armed. There must be about 3 or 4 explanations of what it means, what this word chamushim means. Some people say that they weren't armed with weapons. Some people say chamushim means, some Perushim said chamushim means 1 in 5. In other words, the 4/5 of the Jewish people, they perished in the plague of darkness, and only 1/5 of Am Yisrael came out. There's an interesting opinion that Chamushim means they went out with the merit of Chesed. And Rav Yosef Chasalant Mishalayim says, we can put all these Perushim together, combining it with the Yonatan ben Ezel, and we come out like this. Can you imagine? 4/5 of the Jewish people died in the plague of darkness. Okay, because they were so assimilated, they refused to go out, they wanted to be in Egypt, so they perished. So what happened to the innocent kids of those 4/5? Men, boys, girls. So they meet the Yonatan ben Uriel. This is how Rabbi Yosef Salant explains that the Jewish people every family adopted some of those children of the 4/5 who perished in the plague of darkness. So can you imagine what a schut that was? Every single family amongst the Jewish people absorbed foster children, adopted children, and that's what it means, chamushim. 1 in 5 went out, but also they went out armed. And what did they were armed with? They were armed with the Gemilut Chesed of adopting the children of all those people, their brethren who died in the plague of darkness. And that's one of the great schutim that we see in which was a prelude to the miracle of Kriyat Yamsuf. That when the Jewish people do such a chesed, that's what Rabbi Abraham was saying, it's a metaphysical law, that things, the ge'ulah, the redemption, and chesed go together. And that's why we've got two interesting halachot. Always before the ge'ulah of Pesach, we've got Ma'ot Chitim. It's a separate institution of tzedakah. And at the time of Purim, when there was also ge'ulah, we've got today Matanot le'evyonim, because these two things go together. Whenever there's redemption, it goes together with the maaseh of chesed. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu should redeem us also through the great midot of chesed that Medinat Yisrael and us are so known for, and that we should increase. Shabbat Shalom.